Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life. Welcome to 10 things we hate about Christmas and snow-themed games, levels, and segments. We've done 10 things we love. Now it's time to do 10 things we hate. And just like the love video, there's a lot of clutching at straws here. It is the festive period. There aren't enough Christmas games. There aren't enough snow levels to do 10 things you hate about either. So we combined everything, seeing what we end up with. And I will get us started with an overarching one for almost every snow level that exists, which is this concept: slipping and sliding everywhere. So, and it's worse in levels where there are drops to your death. And, you know, you're trying to run and you're sliding. It is nightmare. Mario jumps to mind with that one specifically. Crash Bandicoot. What else? Stuff like that. Donkey Kong Country. There are so many games where, because it's ice, you're just sliding everywhere. That is a common theme of all snow and ice levels.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, always fun doing that. I mean, I've got a few literally where I literally was clutching at straws.
Yeah.
So my first one is Shenmue.
Right.
And the reason why I put in the bad is because the fact that it doesn't snow enough in the game.
Doesn't snow enough?
No, it doesn't snow enough. You know, I mean, if you're unlucky, you might only get one day of snow. You know, and it's or it might be it'll snow and then suddenly it turns to rain. That's a it's a pain. You know, I want it to snow more.
You're right, that is clutching at straws because the dynamic weather patterns of Shenmue is what we love. So you are really clutching at straws. It's going to be like that, though, because my next one, Cool Mountain, Super Mario 64, which I praised, has these baby penguins that need to be rescued and brought back to their mother. There is one major issue with those baby penguins. They cry when you pick them up, and they make this horrid fucking squeaking noise. I'll put in the video here for your enjoyment. But that noise, honestly, it does make you want to throw them over the edge.
Yeah, I'm on the noise. Any Call of Duty game with snow in it.
Okay, really?
It's such a I mean, I've got another game which I've got the exact same reason why, but trying to kill people in Call of Duty and you got snow falling in your face and you can't see it and it's proper realistic.
Yeah. Okay, all right, okay. Weird, because I don't know if it was Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare 2 had a level that was in the snow, and that was really, really well loved.
This is mainly on playing online against other people.
Oh, okay. Donkey Kong Country, great game, classic game, but it has one of the worst ice and snow levels possible. Gorilla Glacier. The controls were always kind of finicky in that game anyway, but when you're forced, and it ties into what I said at the start, slipping and sliding everywhere with drops constantly, awkward jumps and stuff like that, it is no fun. I got horrible memories. I probably lost more lives there than I did in the minecart section.
Shockingly, but GoldenEye 007.
Okay, really?
Yeah, I mean, as a great game as it is, the snow levels it's so unrealistic. It's pretty piss poor, but it's a great game. I love the game. I love the multiplayer, but I think it's the bunker level. I think is
when you're outside it. Yeah.
It just it's just terrible.
Words.
Well, I mean, there's no crunching in snow. I know it's N64. I know it's way before its time, but it just not for me.
Okay, all right, no, it's fine. These are your decisions. These are your choices. I'm going to generalize on my next one. All skiing and all snowboarding games. I realize a lot of that is blasphemous to some people, but any game that was like, "Hi, I'm SSX tricky," and your entire thing is snowboarding, or Cool Borders on the PlayStation. I could never get into these games. I never liked them, never cared for them, found them fucking boring. So yeah, all of those types of games, hate them.
I had the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's just, everyone was going nuts about Cool Borders back in the day when I was in school. Could never get into it. Yeah. All right, we doubled up. The free-to-play mobile market and what it offers for Christmas-themed games. Now, there are quite a few of them, but I'm telling you now, 75% of the free-to-play mobile market is match games. Games where you match 3 things, and they put a Christmas skin over it and gone, here's a Christmas game. Or they're stupid things like clean Santa's teeth or dress Santa. No one, very few have put out decent Christmas games in the mobile market.
Well, sort of like the skiing one, which we doubled up, but I've gone for any single racing game.
Ooh.
When it comes to snowing. Other than Formula One games, the F1 games, I've never been a fan of racing games or those sort of games. And the snow makes no difference at all. It's just snow,
Okay, harsh, because I do think like the likes of playing Colin McRae Rally in the snow was awesome as fuck, man, back in the day.
I mean, other than Sega Rally, which you obviously played in the arcade a lot, and on Sega Saturn a few times, Formula One, that's it.
All right, cool. Well, I have got something racing related, actually, so I'll do this one now. And it's one specific racing level in Super Mario Kart 64 for the Nintendo 64. And the level I always hated. When you think of levels, Mario Kart levels, and you think, oh, God, that one was really hard, or that one I really struggled with, and so on, what comes to mind?
I don't know. I mean, any rainbow races?
Okay, well, mine is Sherbetland, which was the snow level in it. And it would obviously have the ice pools we could drop into, the fallen blocks, you'd get yourself. And the coloration between the track and the snow was very, very difficult to see at times. And obviously, you drove into the snow, you go slower because it's out of bound and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hated doing that level. Hated it.
Mm.
Nitpicky.
Okay, well, my last few ain't much better. Again, I said it in the likes. I don't know why I was running out of ideas, but Final Fantasy VII. The entire, I mean, don't get wrong, the part where when you're in the snow bit climbing the mountain is brilliant, but I don't get why the hell you have to ride down a mountain on a bloody ski board, on a snowboard. Why? To me, that was completely pointless. They put it in there for, oh, do you know what? Let's make a few bucks and have a little silly little thing. It was pointless.
It is literally that. It's a mini game. And yeah, when I think of Final Fantasy VII, mini games aren't exactly my favorite part of it. So I actually have this as well, which is basically the snowboarding mini game on Great Glacier from Final Fantasy VII. I really hated doing that part because I already have a massive dislike for snowboarding games. Making me do it to get down the mountain again, but in a mini game format where you're collecting fucking balloons was just like, oh God, I don't want to do this. Can I not do this? Can I?
And every time we got hit, he'd fall off his board, and then and it'll take half an hour to get back on it again. Yeah, just ridiculous.
Yeah. Yep, we doubled up, so you go again.
Again, I mentioned it with the Call of Duty, but this one is I don't know if you've ever played it, but it's Freedom Fighters.
No.
Freedom Fighters on a PS2. Pretty good. It's a pretty good game. You're an American trying to fight the Russians.
Mm-hmm.
But again, there's a few snipe levels. You're trying to snipe and trying to zoom in, and literally you're trying to shoot a guy, and suddenly a big blob of snow will just go straight across the screen, and then you'll miss, and then you'll fail the missions, and just quite frustrating.
Okay. Well, sticking with the really nitpicky parts, Batman Arkham City. So the second of the Batman Arkham games, Mr. Freeze. Now, this is so nitpicky that I'm like, saying the word hate this is a bit harsh. But basically, it's so scripted of how you defeat him. You go around, you block up this, ice blocks up this, you got to do it this way, you go that way. It's just not that fun. And this is how much I was struggling. I'm like, yeah, Mr. Freeze from Batman Arkham City. That's snow related, There you go. I just don't really care for the Arkham City Mr. Freeze battle. I think it's too scripted.
So I've only ever played one Batman game, and I've never played the Batman again. And only because back in the day, obviously, when I was into my gamer score, collecting gamer score on the Xbox, I could never forgive the fact that Brendan could get that bloody pain in the ass achievement, and I never could. And after that, I'd never play Batman again.
You still really, that's really insulting to Brendan. Like, oh my God, I can't believe he did it.
I can't believe he did it. I'm better at games than him, and he did it.
I'd question that these days. All you play is old games.
Well, I mean, sorry. So obviously these days, but in the past, I was.
Okay.
Again,
no, my go.
Oh, is it yeah?
Yep, my go. Final Fantasy again. Final Fantasy 9. So I think the start of Final Fantasy 9 is really, really slow. I could see people being put off by the game on the first few hours. The whole part in Alexandria, the escape, the first portion of going into the woods, and then the ice cavern that follows. And you've got to get past the ice cavern, and the game starts to open up a bit more when you go to the village of Dali. But the ice cavern might be, I think, where a lot of people give up. It's very slow. The characters move slow because they're cold. There's a lot of dialogue, and it also culminates in a boss battle that is almost so difficult. The giant seal and one of the evil wizard things. It's so difficult, so not fun. Yeah, that's another one for me.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I mean, I know it's probably one of the best Final Fantasies, but it does start very slow. Yeah. I mean, if you've never played Final Fantasy before, and that's the first game you played, you might think, what the hell's all the hype? What's the hype?
Yeah. I wouldn't start with that one. No way.
No.
Well, I've got one more.
I've got one more too, which again is very nitpicky, but it's Mario and Sonic Winter Olympics.
You don't like it?
Nah, for me, they were running out of ideas. I thought, I know what we'll do. We'll get Mario, top seller, Sonic, top seller, and let's get them to do sports.
Wasn't this the first time they'd ever appeared in a game together?
It might have been. I'm not
for some reason that rings in my head. I don't know if it's true, but it's certainly got to be one of the only times they ever have. I mean, Jesus Christ, Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, Winter Olympics, whatever it is. I've got no interest in that kind of game. Absolutely not.
No.
My last but not least one is simply, and it shows by these lists, the lack of Christmas games, DLC, etc. When I think of a list of, hey, what's a Christmas-themed game? Okay, I'll go Christmas Nights into Dreams. And then I've stopped. I'm like, what else is a Christmas game? So now I think, well, DLCs. And I go, okay, well, we've got the Saints Save Christmas from Saints Row 4, I think it is, or 3. Saints Save Christmas. And Christmas Nights is DLC as well. Then I'm like, shit, what other DLC is there? Oh, Grubbins on Ice from Costume Quest. And I'm like, shit, all right. Then you start thinking of segments, and you go Bully, and you go Levels from Banjo-Kazooie and stuff like that. And you're like, holy fuck, that's really... And I realized, like, as a game company, people aren't really going to make Christmas games because you can only really sell them at Christmas and so on.
Yeah, of course.
Indie developers, man. Indie developers. Get this shit out there. So, yeah, just the total lack of it. And the fact that, ultimately, this isn't getting any better. Whereas, like, every year, we're still getting Christmas horror movies and Christmas music covered by rock and metal bands and stuff. These Christmas fuck knows what we're going to do in Christmas 2021, Damon. Fuck
I
no.
mean, yeah, I mean, obviously, I agree with what you're saying, but I mean, how do you make? I mean, how would you make a decent Christmas game? Really,
Mhm.
I
So
mean, what would you do? Would you have Santa run around killing people as an 18 though, or
it's an idea. It's an
yeah,
idea. Yeah.
yeah, I suppose. I mean, I suppose you could do something stupid. I mean, I'm pretty sure again that that Call of Duty is a DLC where you can be like a Santa Claus is a character. Something I'm sure there is.
Probably.
Something
Probably for that game, no doubt. But yeah, just there's a total lack of it. It'd be really cool to have a bit more, you know? Well, there you go. What are you going to do? It is what it is. We'll see what happens next year. And there you go. That's the 10 things we hate about Christmas and snow-themed games, levels, and segments. Let us know some of yours in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. Go to Patreon and help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for? Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. Go to Patreon and help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?